Hello, I'm Monica Price and welcome to Cuppa TV. Today's show is all about the music. I'm joined today by singer-songwriter Amanda Torpe, who's flown in from Nashville, Tennessee. Also, I'm joined by an alternative indie band who have played all over the world. We welcome Susan and Catherine from Poppies. My first guest I met in Nashville, where we filmed a Cuppa TV special. She joins me today as part of her promotional tour here in the UK. We welcome back Amanda Torpe. Amanda, welcome to Cuppa TV.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful to have you here in the studios. The last time we met, we were just having so much fun in Nashville, if you remember.
So much fun.
Wonderful. It's lovely to see you here. So, Amanda, you've come to the UK. First time for the UK for you?
Very first time, yes, for England area, yes.
Fantastic. And how's it been so far?
It's been a blast. I'm loving the accents.
Yeah. That's okay, we love yours.
They're very classy, I love it.
So Amanda, you're here as part of your tour and you know, I know you've got lots of meetings set up, you're meeting lots of people and we're going to hear some of your songs a bit later on. Yeah. But let's start right at the very beginning. How did it all begin for you?
I grew up loving music, honestly. My first solo was at 3 years old in church. So it's just, the dream has continued. I never wanted to be anything else but a singer, and then songwriting came into play more after high school. So,
was you writing at that point?
I was writing poems. I was very good at writing poems. I used to win all sorts of little competitions. I won like a bike, I won money, and and I was like good at this kind of thing.
And did that kind of inspire you to carry on?
It did. I don't think it did until my senior year of high school, when I was starting to meet with the college and talking about the music business program. We started this new program called songwriting.
Yes.
I'm interested.
I'm
Get
there.
me on board.
Sign up. And when did you sort of realise that this was something that you always wanted to do, or was it when you were very young? Was there a moment when you realised that this was actually going to be your career, your profession?
I've just always wanted to be an artist. And my old neighbor told me the other day, she's like, you know, you were a strange little child because you'd drink tea and then you would say, like when I would say, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a singer, you know. She's like, it wasn't normal stuff like ballerina, princess. No, it was, I want to be a singer.
Always to be a singer. And were your family very supportive of you?
So supportive, so supportive. I moved to Nashville first for college and to start my music career, and then they followed 3 years later.
It's interesting that lots of artists in America do move to Nashville. Why do you think they do that?
Just because it's the music capital of the world. It's just so well known for music, and it is predominantly country, or it has been in the past, but now they're starting to infiltrate more brands of music, like the rock scene's starting to get bigger, the pop scene's starting to get a little bit bigger. So people just want to be surrounded by music and greatness.
Yes, I mean, when I was there, I mean, it is a songwriter's dream. It's a place really where artists seem to go, because you do go into cafes and you'll just bump into songwriters, singers, and everyone just seems to hang out with each other. Is it like that?
Yes, we're all very supportive of each other, I feel like, because we're all going through the same battle, the same dream, and nobody else is going to understand you besides another songwriter or artist, because we're all kind of crazy.
Do you feel though that you know there'll be too many people? Do you think people just come to Nashville thinking I'm going to be a star? Is there an element of that, or do you not think that?
I think everybody who wants to do music has that, because they're the big shot in their hometown, so they're like, I'm gonna go to Nashville, I'm gonna make it in 2 years. It is known as a 10-year town, so the people who stay the longer are more likely to succeed.
Really? So is that what it's known as? So 10-year town. So in other words, when you arrive, you've got 10 years before you can make it? Is that how they...
Approximately. Just, you know, it's just a matter of networking, working the scene, and people want to see if you're actually in it for the long haul, not just, I'm going to try this out for 6 months and
really.
Take off.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you're there in Nashville, I mean, I was very lucky enough to go to the Bluebird Cafe, and you know, but you've got very, very, very good places where you can gig. In fact, whole streets where you can just hop from one bar to another to play your music. Is that important to you?
I don't do the Broadway scene as much. I do more actual venues. So like, I love bringing my band to a venue called Third and Lindsley, or there was a venue called 12th and Porter. It's gone now, but I like the bigger venues because there is just a different appreciation for the music, and more business people are likely to come out and come see you.
And when you play, what does it feel like when you go on stage?
Amazing. I would say there's probably like nerves for the first 30 seconds, and as soon as I hit that first note, it's like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
And I mean, your music is very dramatic.
Very.
And is that, you do that on purpose? That's
Yes.
the way you like to write. Why is that, Amanda? What made you decide to write like that?
Well, I did start off writing more of the country type thing, just because Nashville is very country based. But when I started going out to LA, I realized how much I missed acting. I started off acting as a kid, and I was just very drawn to the dramatic side, and Mike would dress very dramatically, and they're like, I don't know if that country thing fits you. I was like, no, it's fine, I got it. But I just started seeing things a little bit differently when I went out to LA, and I got to experience a new music scene. Not that they'd write like that either, but I think it's just a matter of I miss acting, and that's such a huge part of me that I pull that drama into my music.
And tell us about that. So you were acting at the age of 3?
I was probably 5 or 6. I was starting to do more of the stage, and I was always involved in plays and musicals back home. Always auditioning, and I loved it. It was just such a part of who I was. Didn't matter if I didn't have enough time in the day, I was always there.
And was that something you'd like to do in the future?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe you could incorporate your music.
Right.
I mean, there's lots of songs now, isn't there? That lots of films as well. That where Meryl Streep, for instance, is suddenly we found Meryl Streep's voice again, where she's in many films, and that seems to be quite a theme at the moment. Is that something that you would like to do, perhaps?
Yeah, I think if the right thing came along, I would definitely not say no. I would sign me up, get me on board.
So tell us, so you did some acting when you were younger, and then obviously continued with your singer-songwriting. But when did you first make what you call your break? When did it all sort of begin to happen for you?
I would say about a year ago is when I finally found who I was as an artist. Everybody kind of goes through that shifting through, and you're changing as a person, even from child to adult, and it's just a matter of weeding out certain people, certain things in your life, to kind of go back to who you were originally. And that's what's gonna really relate to the audience, is that's what they're gonna identify you as. That's what they see. They can see a fake person a mile away, so sometimes it just takes a longer time for other people to identify who they are, what their style is.
So what you're saying is you really got to be honest with yourself, both in your way that you present your music and the way that you write. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. And that presumably then that's because your love of the arts. That's why you, as you said, that's why your songwriting is so dramatic.
Yes.
Now, when you were writing, do you go away and write alone, Amanda? How does it work? Do you sit at the piano and play? I tinker with the piano. That's a very English word, a tinker.
Tinker,
I like that.
I like it. Tinker. Should I say British?
This is so British.
I would say I get a lot of my ideas driving. I work through things in my head, and sometimes it's just a mental distress for me. Granted, gas is a lot cheaper in America, so we can just drive a little bit farther. But I would say my actual ideas come from driving. My melody ideas come usually as I'm trying to fall asleep. So it's so annoying. I'm like, oh, I gotta get my phone. Voice memo. I'll figure that out tomorrow. And then, play it out on the piano.
And when you write, do you write pen and paper, or do you do it all into the glorious phones that we have now? Don't need to write down anything. But do you use pen and paper? Because again, singer-songwriters, lots of them still use the pen and paper
A lot
technique.
of Nashville guys do, yes. I think it's a balance between computer and paper and phone. It's whatever I really have on me at the time. If I go into a writing session, I usually just bring my computer because I can push things down the farther they go instead of scratching out and like, what does that say?
Yes.
But it's whatever I have on them at the moment.
Now, you studied music, didn't you? Did you study that in Nashville?
I studied songwriting in Nashville.
Fantastic. And how was that?
Amazing. I got to study under some of the top guys in Nashville. So that was very encouraging, very hard, very it pushed you to be your best, pushed you to be better. And like I said, I didn't really find my identity in college. I was kind of, you kind of morph with everybody else. You're like, oh, I think I'm along this side. Oh, I think I could fit here. But it was country writers are some of the best lyricists in the world, and that has really strengthened my lyric writing. So when you'd turn a song in, they'd critique it, go line by line, and then they'd sit down with you and talk about it.
So it was really constructive then,
Very
really.
constructive. So
and how long was that for? You were there for a year or 2 years?
4 years.
4 years, yeah. So it's a long, intense course. So again, that probably weeds out the people that perhaps aren't taking it so seriously, and the ones that really want to move forward and actually make a career, make a profession out of what you do.
Yes.
And
yes.
do people drop? I mean, did people drop out when you were there? Do people, say this is just not for me?
Mm-hmm. Some people, it's really hard because you have to have tough skin to get through this, and if you don't, you'll get it really fast, or you just can't handle it. And I wouldn't say I was a tough-skinned person when I went in, but I came out like, okay, that's, I mean, obviously you have to take things with a grain of salt, because art is art, and people are either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So I think it made me a better person, honestly, and just a little bit more focused on what I can do as an artist.
So how do you see the future, Amanda? What are you going to be doing? You've just tell us about these songs. I mean, you're going to perform some after the break. So tell us what you're going to perform.
I'm going to perform a song called Spinning Gold, which hopefully you guys know.
Yes, that's right. You played that in Nashville.
I did. I'm going to sing a brand new song called Legacy. And then I'm going to sing a very darker song, Queen of Hearts.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about those. Now, tell us, first of all, the first one, Legacy. That's your new one.
Brand new song.
So tell us about that.
Legacy was made because, you know how sometimes you just feel like this sense of greatness, like inside you, just bursting to come out. It really stemmed from the fact that I don't want to just die as another tombstone that nobody remembers. I want to die as somebody that someone remembers, if it's just one person or if it's 10 million people, you're going to be a legacy to somebody, whether it's touching somebody just because they have cancer and being kind to them. You see all these encouraging commercials on the street, and they're like, one person's actions, no matter how small, can make a huge difference in someone's life. Excuse me. So whether that, that means getting to touch one person with my music or 10 million, I want to make a difference somehow.
So that's where so quite an emotional song and emotive as well. And when you were writing that, did you have all that in your mind? Is that how it kind of spilled out onto the page?
I really just had the word legacy because I love the word legacy. I think it's very regal, very it's like the top of the top. Excuse me. And then when I was sitting down with my co-writer and talking about it, words poured out. I think the song was written in about an hour, honestly.
Wow, that's quick. And then, now what are you doing with that song? Because have you recorded it already? Is it available or going to be available? Tell us about it.
Well, since we just wrote it, like right before I came here, it's not available yet. But when I go back to Nashville is when we'll start working on it and recording it.
Fantastic. So it's going to be a Cuppa TV exclusive.
Cuppa TV
We like exclusive.
That's
great. That's how we like surprises. That's great. So tell us why you're over here. So what are you doing when you're here? I know you've been to Europe as well as the UK, but tell us what you've been doing.
Okay, so been taking lots of meetings. I've got a couple shows coming up in London, the 13th and the 15th at Surrey and the Bedford. Very excited about. And then that's it, just start promoting my music over here and not just become an American phenomenon. I feel like my music with the dramatic side to it would work pretty well over here, and I know a lot of pop rock bands have made it over here first.
Is it important for a US artist to feel they've made it in the UK?
I would say for some. For like my type of music, yes. I really want it to do well over here. I really want to start making my name for myself, even if I don't make it back in America. some people it's really important to be known in America because they want to show up to their friends. Hey, I'm famous.
Yeah. So, I mean, equally, you know, as you've just said, you know, lots of UK artists want to make it big in the US, but there is a great affinity between the two countries, even though we're across the water. Why do you think that is, particularly with music?
I don't know. I feel like music is relatable on all levels, and just like art is, everybody identifies to one thing or another. I know country's starting to become more of a phenomenon over here, country music.
Yes, it is, yeah.
It's huge back in the States, but it's not quite over here yet. I don't know, it's just a matter of broadening your horizons and being able to touch somebody through your lyrics, music, beats, whatever you want to call it.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but stay with us, and then after the break, you're going to play us some of your beautiful songs. So
Thank you.
So stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, but come back and join me in just a minute. Welcome back to Cuppa TV. I'm still here with Amanda, and Amanda, you're going to play some songs now.
I am. I'm going to sing
Wonderful.
a brand new song.
What are you going to sing?
Legacy.
Legacy. And this is off your latest EP, is it?
Not yet. We're working on it, though.
Fantastic. So this is a Cuppa TV exclusive.
Exclusive.
Fantastic. We like exclusive. Amanda, I'll leave it to you.
Perfect. Don't wanna watch life fade away, so I'll be the one to bring the change. I'm grateful for those rusted chains that held me down. They made me stronger for what's to come, what's not yet done. I'm gonna leave a legacy and create something out of nothing. I've gotta feel this destiny and be remembered for something greater. I'm gonna leave this life as a legacy. I'm gonna choose to make a stand. I'll stand for justice among the helpless. I'll make a mark they can't erase. Become a memory, go down in history. I'm gonna leave a legacy and create something out of nothing. I've gotta feel this destiny and be remembered for something greater. I'm gonna leave this life as a legacy. I'm gonna leave this life as a legacy. Yeah.
That's really good. And have you got anything else you can play for us?
Sure.
Yeah, what would you like to play for us next?
What's
a favourite of yours that you think the Cuppa TV viewers would like?
Cuppa TV? Maybe Spinning Gold?
Yes, that's one. I think because when I originally met you in Nashville, I think you played that one to me.
I did.
Yes,
a cappella.
So this is Spinning Gold.
And lies become the truth is left unspoken, hidden in the shadows, lost inside. And when your innocence is gone and the world is left you broken, you rise by looking through a different pair of eyes. So we can dance, 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 dance. We can fight, 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 fight. We dress up, hit the ground, wear a smile to believe our lies. We're just spinning gold. Spinning gold. We can fool everyone else, and we can fool ourselves. We can try to keep it under wraps till it unfolds. But we're just spinning gold. We're just spinning gold. In time you lose yourself and kill the voice that guides you, living with a battle raging in your soul. And you're afraid of what they'll see if the walls come down beside you, abandoned on the ground with the one you used to be. So we dance, 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 and we fight, 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 fight. We dress up, hit the ground, wear a smile to believe our lies. We're just spinning gold. Spinning gold. We can fool everyone else, and we can fool ourselves. We can try to keep it under wraps till it unfolds. But we're just spinning gold. We're just spinning gold. Ooh. Ooh. Gold. Gold. We're just spinning gold. Spinning gold. We can fool everyone else, and we can fool ourselves.
We can try to keep it under wraps till it unfolds. But we're just spinning gold. We're just spinning gold. Don't see her coming, she comes in through the night. Don't watch her closely, she might rip apart your life. In the blink of an eye. Before you know it, she will steal his kiss. Look on his shirt, then you might find her red lipstick. Oh, she's got dirty tricks. There are thorns behind that rose, and I'm not the only girl who knows she's a devil on a throne. Oh, the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts. Once she's got him, he ain't coming back. You need a golden key to free him from her trap. And a plan of attack. Heed my warning, girl, she won't think twice. Takes more than fire to melt her heart of ice.
Welcome back to Cuppa TV. My next guests are based in East London but have Australian roots. We welcome Australian twins Susan and Catherine of Poppies. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
So let's establish who's who. This is Susan.
Yes, I'm
and
Sue.
Catherine.
I'm Catherine, yes.
And identical twins?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Monozygotic.
So lovely to have you both on the show. Now you form part of your four-piece actually indie band, isn't it? But
Yeah.
the other two couldn't be here today.
No, they're still in London because we're playing tonight.
It's lovely to have you here. I'm so glad you could join us. So tell me about how it all began for you. Susan, I'll start with you.
Well, Catherine and I have always played together, sung together. We used to swap over and play piano and sing, and then the other one would change over and write a song. So we've performed together since we were kids, and then decided to do something a bit more with it. So we moved to the UK, and we've met Diarmaid and Doug, and we've got this band, a four-piece. And we've got some
gone from there really. I mean, but it's been a journey, hasn't it, Catherine, for you? And did you move to the UK just because of the music scene?
Yeah, I mean, we've got an English mum, so we've come over since we were kids, just for like small holidays, and we just really love the country and we love London, so we wanted to have a bit of an adventure, but also play music at the same time.
So when was that? When did you move over here?
In 2006.
2006,
plane,
so
yeah.
yes, oh, wow. And what's been happening since then? I should imagine a lot's been happening, has it?
Yeah, so we've had the opportunity to record with some producers, Brian O'Shaughnessy, who recorded Primal Screams, Screamadelica, which was good fun. And we've just been recently recording with Paul Tippler in the depths of South London, in an industrial estate.
So when you often recording studios are not in the best of places. So
Not when you break down in the middle of the night.
when you're writing your songs, do you write them together?
Yeah, pretty much.
Always
A lot
write
of
them
them,
together.
not always. Sometimes we write something separately, and we might come together and match our verses and choruses, so we end up with a complete song or you might write a song by yourself as well.
Do you have a different style? Do you have a different style from each
Slightly
other?
different, yeah. Because I'm on the bass a lot of the time, so I might write from the bass. Whereas Catherine might be more about guitar riffs and
I think I'm a bit more emotional.
And when
I'm a
you're
lot more fun.
And when you're writing your songs, do you write about, is it about real life or is it just circumstances? How do you get your inspiration?
A lot of it comes through conversations that we're having with each other. So we might be talking and then it ends up being a song because we start singing and someone's got a guitar in their hand, which can be quite funny. But other times we might think about a story that we want to.
And because you're twins, often as twins you're intuitive to each other's, what you're thinking and doing at the time. Are you like that in your songwriting? Do you kind of you start and then perhaps you'll come in and write something?
know where it goes or
Yes.
what fits the other person's voice as well. Yeah.
And when you're doing that, it's because it is a very distinctive sound. We're going to be hearing it, which will be lovely. How did you sort of get to that sound? What made you sort of write like that, or did it just come naturally?
It's just what comes naturally, really. Yeah, it comes from singing along in the car, and then Catherine might take the octave up, not the octave up, the third up. She might go an octave up. And I just think she's showing off.
No, just showing off. Well, let's have a listen to what you're going to play. Let's have a listen to a song now. So what are you going to play for us first?
This song's called Susie.
Okay.
And it was written when we were in different countries.
Oh, right, okay.
Susie's got black eyes in the middle of the night. Susie, don't lose me. Susie's got the freedom to do what she likes. Don't you know that you control that? We dance underneath different skies. And you live in the still life. How could I ever survive without my Susie's black eyes blue in the middle of the day? Susie, don't lose me. And I'm wondering how I let her get away. Don't you know that you control that? We dance underneath different skies. And you live in the still life. How could I ever survive without my Susie? Oh, you're leaving again, Susie. Oh, you're leaving again. Don't forget your sister. Your sister.
Where were you at the time?
I was in Australia. Oh. Yeah.
And you were here?
Catherine was here.
Yes,
You were here in the UK.
Telling me to come over.
Does that happen? Do you often, are you always together or do you?
Not always,
No.
sometimes I'll go to Australia.
Yeah. And how long did you go for?
Yeah, a while, because I
Was it quite a while?
studying and
Yeah, yeah. But so I mean, it's a very unique sound, And did you purposely make it like that? I mean, it's a great sound.
I think that we're not trying to be unique, but it does come out very differently from the standard pop.
Yes, and as far as your fans are concerned, are they important to you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And when you're gigging, do they sort of relate to what you're doing? Do they get in contact with you and say, give you ideas and things?
Yeah, people do. Yeah, get in contact and they might come up with ideas for photographs and things like that. It's quite fun or merchandise.
Yeah, well, one of your videos, you actually dressed up as Poppies.
Yeah.
So that was the one that I saw, and is it quite, again, it's quite quirky, but it works.
Yeah.
So is that something you're trying to sort of do, just to be a bit different?
Yeah, I mean, we came up with the name, and then I think.
Yes, tell us about
that-
Tall Poppies. Tall,
Poppies,
obviously, because you're both lovely and tall.
Well, yeah, I wanted something flowery, so I was thinking, I was throwing flowers names at Susan, and Susan suggested.
Trying to go for something. I was trying to be intellectual about it all. But tall poppy syndrome is a syndrome known in Australia and the Antipodes know it as something that people in the music industry do, cut down people who are successful. So it means, if you're successful, then you get chopped down. So
And
it
that's
comes from
what
the
it
tall
means.
poppy syndrome is the idea. Yeah.
I see. Interesting.
So,
And then would you go back to Australia a lot, or are you now based in the
fair
UK?
bit. So we go back for short visits now.
Yeah.
And are your family very supportive about what you do?
Yeah, very much so. Our brother plays drums, so when we're in Australia, he'll sometimes play drums with us or we'll gig. But,
Do you prefer to gig in Australia or here? Now be careful about that answer.
It really depends.
Yeah.
If you've got a festival or something, there's a good vibe. It doesn't matter where you are in
And
the
you're
world.
gigging in London. So
Yeah.
do you tend to gig all over the UK or?
Yeah, we do. We're trying to get out of London a bit more, and so this year we've played in Southend and Wakefield and
Kent.
Yes.
And,
You have to come to Birmingham.
Hay
Have
on
you played in?
Wye.
Have you played in Birmingham before?
No, so we've been looking at
Yes.
all the
Again,
major
do you think the
northern
music
cities.
scene is good in the West Midlands, or do you feel?
Yeah, I
that,
think it is. Yeah, it's very strong. So when we've looked into doing it, Manchester's very much keeping to
Yes.
Manchester.
Yes.
So we're going to play Salford soon, and we
brilliant.
should come across to Birmingham.
Yeah, we'd love to do it.
Excellent.
Coming up.
And let's talk about when you were children. And did you write, when we were talking about writing songs, but did you do music at school? Was it always musical for you? Was it always going to be that career?
It's always been a combination of things, actually.
So what else could you have done?
Well, Catherine's been doing fashion recently. That's the one in the costume.
Ah, right, yes. No, it was great.
Silly costume.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I mean, we've both like creative things, so we were painting, but we were writing a lot of songs as kids as well. We really loved the piano, and we got into the guitar a bit later. But yes, so, I mean, we like lots of different things.
Could it be interesting, because obviously you're a duo as part of the band of four, but what if one of you wanted to do something else?
I know, it would fall apart.
Well, yeah.
You can say on TV that's not going to happen if you like.
I once tried to play a gig because Suze was in Australia, and I said, I can play by myself.
Yeah.
Promoter, and he goes, no, I like the two of you.
Do you enjoy playing together?
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
And I mean, you were talking about fashion. Is that something you'd like to do and continue, Catherine?
Yeah, I mean, I started studying it because I kept making things and I became very interested in it. So I do enjoy doing it. But it's the combination. I've always loved writing music and making clothes as well. So.
Yeah. And how about for you, Susan? What else, if you couldn't have been a musician, what else would you have wanted to have done?
I guess down the medical line of things.
Yeah. Would you? A doctor or something like that? And again, do you see yourself being a musician for the rest of your life now? Now you've got to where you are. Do you think this is it?
Yeah, I think we'll always be tall poppies till we die.
Nothing wrong with
Learning
that.
about the nursing home that we're in.
So are you well known in Australia? Have you got a really good fan base in Australia? I should imagine that you have.
We're well known in Perth, where we came
Yes.
from. Yeah.
And again, is that important to you that you keep your roots there as well?
Yeah, it's really nice. So when we were over here, someone from Perth came up and said, "Oh my gosh, it's tall poppies."
Oh, how lovely!
Yeah, that was quite sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, it is important to.
Yeah. And when
the
you're,
connection.
when you're doing your gigs, when you're touring, do you always go together? Do all the four of you, travel around together? Is that how it works?
We're quite malleable, so if somebody can't make it, then we adjust our set.
Yeah.
So we've done it as all combinations really.
Yeah.
And your brand of music being indie, do you think that's, indies, we're seeing a real big surge of indie music at the moment. So what do you think about that?
I think it's great. It's great.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Electronic's been very popular of late, but I think guitar music, there's always a place for it, and everyone likes different music, so I think it's a good thing that indie's popular, definitely.
And will you always stay in that genre, do you think?
I think it's hard for us to get out. No, I think we would like to.
Yeah, well, we did start out doing some jazz stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, when we were, learning how to
Jazz is very
sing
popular
properly,
across
and
the
Yeah, we
world.
had a pianist, and it was great fun.
Would you like to perhaps dabble into that maybe a bit later on?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a jazzy number we can play
Yes.
later.
Oh, yes. You can hear it now if you like. Have you got another song you can play us?
Yes, we can
Fantastic.
play Funky.
What's it called?
It's called Funky.
Go then. Go on then.
Okay.
Play us this one.
This one's based on a true story.
Okay.
Not really.
You're going to tell us about that after you
I was sipping on a cappuccino when he looked through the cafe window. Caught the eye of this familiar stranger. He turned away when he sensed the danger. So I left my post. Some things just can't wait. I sacrificed my dignity and chased him down the lane. You're too funky for me. You're just a little, you're just a smidgen. You're too funky for me. What you doing this evening? A metropolitan prince is keeping to himself despite the consequence. I ask him, is he on the shelf? It doesn't matter if he is. There's no way you'll get through now. His hair is much nicer than yours. You're too funky for me. You're just a little, you're just a smidgen. You're too funky for me. What you doing this evening? You're too funky for me. You're just a little, you're just a smidgen. You're too funky for me. What you doing this evening? So he took my hand and bought me a pair of shoes. And when he'd cut my hair, said, babe, now you're funky. You're too funky for me. Just a little, you're just a smidgen. You're too funky for me. What you doing this evening? You're too funky for me. You're just a little, you're just a smidgen. You're too funky for me. What you doing this evening?
Another great song, thank you. So tell us the story about that then. There's a story behind there, I can tell.
No, it was a combination of things.
Yeah.
Like we'd spotted someone we knew in Soho,
Yes.
a famous person, ran after them in the street,
Yes.
partly stalking them.
So
At the same time,
don't worry about it, it's
not to be
fine.
into it anymore.
Yes,
We got a haircut
Susan.
after that, and
Yeah.
we had a free hairdresser. He was
Oh wow,
offering
so
to
that's
do
so you do
hair
get your
cutting for us to
haircut.
make us a bit more.
Make it a bit more funky.
Funky.
Yes, and a new pair of shoes. I picked up on that one.
Yes,
I
yeah.
like a
think
new
you
pair
have
of
new
shoes.
shoes from the same area.
So, ladies, are you writing at the moment?
Yeah.
Yes, we are, yeah.
What are you doing at the moment? What are you writing on?
Oh, all sorts of things.
We're writing about going to America.
Yeah.
Dreaming of-
writing as a
New
band,
York.
basically.
Yeah.
Refining some tunes.
And hopefully you're going to get some single out or an EP out.
Yeah. So the EP is out this month.
It's actually out this
High
month.
Time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and there will be another one to follow very shortly after.
And again, were you very happy with the way everything turned out for your EP?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do like the sound of it. I think we like where we're going.
Yes. And what's the future? How do you see your future, ladies?
So I think we will be recording another album.
Is there anybody you'd like to collaborate with or work with?
Oh,
Because you're working with some good producers at the moment, aren't you? So is
Yeah.
there anybody else that you particularly like to work with? Or
Well, it might be nice to do some dance type remixes of the songs, and so we know some people who do that. Good friend Dave, he'd be I think suitable.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though nobody knows that name,
It's just Dave. He's famous now. It's Dave. Why ever say he's on Cuppa TV?
I
It's
know,
fine.
you.
And how about for you, Catherine? Is there anybody else that you'd like to work with?
Do you know, I hadn't thought about producers-wise,
Yeah.
but I do like the sound of camera obscura and that kind of big reverb sound. So that kind of production would be really good.
And what about festivals, ladies? Do you enjoy playing at the festivals?
Yeah, good.
Yes, we've.
Have you played at festivals already this year? What have you done this year?
Yeah, so we went up to Wakefield and played in Clarence Park, and then Ashford Create Festival.
Yeah.
And there was going to be one in Cornwall. Unfortunately, it's been cancelled.
Oh no!
So we'll be playing in Wanstead at the Wanstead Festival.
Yes.
Again, is that a different audience? Do you enjoy playing those to maybe just in a gig, with a stage audience?
I think because people are there anyway just to enjoy music, and then they might not be expecting your sort of sound, but they might like it, and so it opens up new fans, basically.
New doors and things.
Exactly.
So, are you travelling at the moment? Are you doing anything in Europe or just in the UK at the moment?
We're based in London at the moment, so we've got gigs in London throughout September. Mainly,
But that's where you'd like to do more.
Yeah, we
You'd
were
like to take
definitely looking
music
to
make music
to
more.
go up to around Britain and throughout Europe as well. Definitely.
Fantastic, and it's it is a very unique sound, and I love it. It's a great sound. Will you continue to write like that? You're going to stay like that. Do you think you have found what you're looking for in your music?
Yeah, I think you always want to change slightly, or move in a certain direction. So we'll keep the base of the sound, but make it more. I don't know. We can add electronic elements, like we'll go down that route. Or
and you played piano. You were saying about piano.
Yeah, we
so
do play the keyboard, and
you could incorporate that because your other band members. I suppose we better talk about them. So not here.
Diarmuid.
So hello. So what do they play? Is it drum?
So Diarmuid's on the violin, and he also plays piano. So there's opportunity there. And Doug is on the drums. Doug had played in a band called Noah and the Whale, which are quite big in the UK.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so we're fortunate to have him join us as well.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And the violin, I imagine that would suit your sound.
Yeah, we love the violin. I think we were writing with the idea of string parts before we even met Diarmuid. So when we met him,
And did you meet him in the UK?
Yeah.
He started playing with us for one song, and then just managed to take him.
Yes, and that's it.
Became 5.
Ladies, I wish you all the best for the future. It's been so lovely to have you. Thank you so much for
Thanks for
joining
having
me.
us.
Thank you. So that's it for today's show. I'd like to thank Amanda, Susan and Catherine for joining me today. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can join us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and come back and see me again very soon. Bye-bye.